Okay, section 4, complete the notes below. Now we have notes completion once again. Right, one word only, part 4, one word only. And one more thing, even if sometimes you know what happens, you have a messy part 3. Part 3 messy, pata hai kab hota hai? Multiple choice, so many questions, you missed some of the questions and you are frustrated. Part 4 will give you an opportunity to score well. Why? Because part 4 is mostly one word only. And the blank, what is written before the blank, what is written after the blank, you can somehow find the answer. So don't lose your heart till the end of the test. It's not that my part 3 went badly, part 4 में वैसे ही छोड़ दूँ, मैंने नहीं करना, हुआ ही नहीं, right? Yeah, till the end, unless they say, that is the end of IELTS listening, right? So you should not surrender, okay? All right, the topic is geography. पुट्ठे topic सारे, huh? Geography. Question 1. Studying geography helps us to understand. And by the way, there are 2 bullet points. When we study geography, it helps us to understand 2 things. Question number 31. Effects of different processes on the dash of the earth. Listen. Whenever they say dash of the earth, or whenever they use the word of the dash, now dash of the earth means bottom of the earth, right? Can be bottom of the earth, and in the audio they will use the word earth's bottom, right? Or anything like that. Now answer will come with earth, and it's the part of the earth, right? Let's see what that is.
You will hear a lecturer's introduction to a geography module.
So, welcome to your introductory geography lecture. We'll begin with some basics. Firstly, what do we learn by studying geography? Well, we learn a great deal about all the processes that have affected and that continue to affect the Earth's surface.
That has affected or continued to affect Earth's surface. Now listen, actually what did they do? They used apostrophe, right? If I say Asad's book, book of Asad, do you understand? So write it down somewhere, Earth's surface, surface of the earth. And by the way, you will find it in IELTS like frequently. Earth's, apostrophe S, Earth's surface, surface of the earth, exactly. Question number 32, dynamic between dash and population. Now, dynamic between dash. Now listen, if you don't understand dynamic, don't worry about it. Answer is going to be the second word that comes with population. And by the way, don't expect them, they will use the word population directly. They might use the word people. They might use the word masses, M-A-S-S-E-S. So whatever they say with people, with masses, that will be your answer. Now listen carefully and then answer.
But we learn far more than that, because studying geography also informs us about the different kinds of relationships that develop between a particular environment and the people that live there.
Environment, particular environment and the people who live there. People who live there is population, and answer is environment with correct spelling. Okay, 2 main branches of study. One is physical features, there is no question. Second is human lifestyles and their dash. Now, there means something related to human lifestyle. Human lifestyle and their something like that, okay? So please listen and answer.
Okay, we like to think of geography as having 2 main branches. There's the study of the nature of our planet, its physical features, what it actually looks like, and then there's the study of the ways in which we choose to live and of the impact of those on our planet. Our current use of carbon fuels is a good example of that.
Impact. And by the way, for human, they use the word we. Right? We, and then impact is the answer. I play this part again.
Okay, we like to think of geography as having 2 main branches. There's the study of the nature of our planet, its physical features, what it actually looks like, and then there's the study of the ways in which we choose to live.
The study of the ways we choose to live. We choose to live means our lifestyle, right? And then?
In which we choose to live and of the impact of those on our planet.
And
Our
the
current use of carbon,
impact of those on our planet. Now, those means there. Impact of those on our planet. Answer is impact. Okay, question number 34. Specific study areas. Biophysical. Now, this is very, very simple. I mean, in this question, first they will talk about biophysical, topography, political, social, economic, historical, and after historical, they will be your answer. And you know what have they done? Biophysical, they will speak a couple of sentences about it. Then topographic, political, social, economic, historical, whatever they say after historical. And the question 34 is dash geography. It means it's the type of geography. So they will tell us the type of that geography. Let's see.
But there are more specific study areas to consider too, and we'll be looking at each of these in turn throughout the semester. These include biophysical geography, by which I mean the study of the natural environment and all its living things. Then there's topography. That looks at the shapes of the land and oceans. There's the study of political geography and social geography too, of course, which is the study of communities of people. We have economic geography, in which we examine all kinds of resources and their use, agriculture, for example. Next comes historical geography, the understanding of how people and their environments and the ways they interact have changed over a period of time. And urban geography.
What do geographers do? Now, just question number 36.
Okay, now for some practicalities. What do geographers actually do? Well, we collect data to begin with. You'll be doing a lot of that on your first field trip. How do we do this? There are several means. We might, for example, conduct a census, count a population in a given area perhaps. We also need images of the Earth's surface which we can produce by means of computer generation technology or with the help of satellite relays.
All right, we need images, collect information in the form of, and she said we also need images. Please listen.
Okay, now for some practicalities. What do geographers actually do? Well, we collect data to begin with. You'll be doing a lot of that on your first field trip. How do we do this? There are several means. We might, for example, conduct a census, count a population in a given area perhaps. We also need images of the Earth's surface which we can produce by means of computer
Okay, we need images which we can use by computer and all that. Images will be the answer. 37, analyze data, identify dash. Now for identify, they will use any other word. Identify something, dash.
After we've gathered our information, we must analyse it. We need to look for patterns, most commonly those of causes and consequences.
Patterns, and she used the word look for. Identify, underline identify and write there look for. We need to look for patterns. Patterns. All right, it's going to finish. Last few questions. Okay, next we have maps. Easy to carry is given. Can show physical features of large and small areas. Now underline just large, small. Question number 38. But a two-dimensional map will always have some, right? Now will always have some. For that they can use the word can have certain degree of dash. Let's see what that is.
And one way in which this information can be published is in the form of maps. You'll all have used one at some stage of your life already. Let's consider the benefits of maps from a geographer's perspective. Maps can be folded and put in a pocket and can provide a great store of reference when they're collected into an atlas. They can depict the physical features of the entire planet if necessary, or just a small part of it in much greater detail. But there is a drawback. You can't exactly replicate something that is three-dimensional, like our planet, on a flat piece of paper, because paper has only 2 dimensions. And that means there'll always be a certain degree of distortion on a map. It can't be avoided.
There will always be a certain degree of distortion. Will always have some distortion. Now underline some और इसकी जगह पे लिखें certain degree of. Some की जगह पे क्या आ गया word? Certain degree of. Some distortion, certain degree of distortion. Okay, second last question before we finish. Aerial photos. Aerial photos are the photos which are taken from aeroplane, from air, exactly. Can show vegetation problems. Now, vegetation is related to trees and plants. So, one is can show vegetation problems, and then you can see there is a comma. After comma, dash, density. Now, look here. For density, they might use the word how much. For example, if it is population density, they will say how much the population is. And then they talk about ocean floor. So, listen now.
We can also use aerial photographs, pictures taken by cameras at high altitude above the Earth. These are great for showing all kinds of geographical features that are not easy to see from the ground. You can easily illustrate areas of diseased trees, or how much traffic is on the roads at a given time, or information about deep seabeds, for example.
How much traffic is on the roads? I'll play this again. For vegetation, they use the word diseased trees. For traffic, they use the word how much traffic is on the road. And for ocean, they use the word sea. Listen.
We can also use aerial photographs, pictures taken by cameras at high altitude above the Earth. These are great for showing all kinds of geographical features that are not easy to see from the ground. You can easily illustrate areas of diseased trees, or how much traffic is on the roads at a...
How much traffic is on the road? How much traffic is on the road means traffic density. Right? Okay, question number 40. Landsat pictures sent to receiving stations. Landsat pictures. Now, if you don't know what is Landsat, forget about it. Sent to receiving stations. Used for monitoring dash conditions. Now, for conditions, they can use the word information or circumstances or anything like that. Used for monitoring. And even for monitoring, they can use any other word. Let's see.
Then there are Landsats. These are satellites that circle the Earth and transmit visual information to computers at receiving stations. They circle the Earth several times a day and can provide a massive information. You'll all be familiar with the information they give us about the weather, for example.
Yes, give us information about the weather, for example. So weather conditions and weather is the right answer. Okay, basically the way we practiced IELTS listening today, you have to practice like this. Whenever you are doing multiple choice, you should focus the wrong answers. Why are they wrong? And then you should see the order in which they speak. Elimination is the best way. When you're doing listening part 4, you should see before the blank and after the blank, what is the word and what is the synonym that they use. So test after test, you guys will be feeling better, right? Thank you.